Hi, everyone, and welcome to another Wise Tips. Thanks so much for joining us. Today, we're going to have a couple topics, and I think they're going to be some really exciting ones here for any owners or operation managers out there. We're going to be talking a little bit about technology as a tool and how to make it an ally, and what are some of the things that we at Wise Option are doing to make that even more so. So to get us started, of course, hi, Eduardo. Hi, Lindsay. Thanks so much for joining.
Hello,
Hi.
Rachel. Good to see you again. I'm
Yes.
here in California, about to wrap it up my visit to California and head it back to Texas, but first with a quick stop in Arizona. So if there's anybody in Arizona that want to receive a visit, we already have a couple of schedules
Yeah,
done
I'm
for that
packing the
stop,
schedule
but
pretty well.
just let us know.
We'll keep you busy. Don't worry. We're packing it on. I already had to email you about moving some meetings internally because I scheduled you another visit. So
Thank you.
good deal. Well, I guess we should kick off technology. It doesn't sound like something very exciting. We say technology, right? Everyone kind of just like wants to like sit
I think
back.
that's the very first mistake right there,
I
because
know.
usually technology is scary,
Yeah.
or boring
Yeah.
or expensive.
Or sounds like a different language.
Or
Yeah.
all.
So, and sounds like yucks, not
Yeah.
like yay. It's completely different.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and at the end of the day, I mean, we always talk about it, right? That it should work for you. But what does that really mean? Like it should actually work for you because like so many people have gotten, right? They'll get on new software, they get burned by some other, technology that comes out, and then their boss comes to them and is like, here, I got something else for you to learn. And the instant reaction is this like, oh, I don't even want to touch it. Um,
Uh, it There was a time when software, especially in our market, in our field, was merely a fancy way to send invoices to clients,
Mm.
to
yeah.
customers. Today, software is way more than that. Before, you the time we still have the CDs, you would buy a box, it would come with the manual, the CD, the company would deliver that to you, off you go, adios, it's your problem. That's not the case anymore. So there's a relationship, a long term. One of the very often questions we receive is people are saying, why do I have to pay subscription? Why can't I just buy one time and, be done? Because you're going to need more. You're going to have training. You're going to have new operational system. You're going to have probably new regulations in your operation. You're going to have, change in your staff, and you're going to need help training those folks. You're going to have new machines. Clearly enough, Microsoft and other companies will be upgrading their system. So we need to have that system in compliance. And let's be honest, we are talking about the software that's going to run your entire operation.
Mhm.
So it must be in sync with your daily needs and your daily revamps that happen in technology, sometimes in a 6-month period. So uh, that the very first question is, how to make technology a tool. I think it's the way that you shipped. It's no longer in voice. It has to be the tool that connects departments. We love here in Wise Option the term silent communications. We love the term in Wise Option customizations, and those two go hand in hand because we customize the tool. So when this department does something in the software, the other side of the company looking at the screen doesn't have to make a phone call.
Mhm.
Therefore, less communications happening throughout the day, and you expedite the process. That's what I believe to be the streamline idea people have behind. If it is just to be sending invoices, QuickBooks is an amazing tool. Just that is enough. You can
Yeah.
process credit card, it looks efficient, it even does in accounting. But
Mhm.
when you go inside the operation and you have
Mhm.
to connect the dots and make things faster and look more professional and be on top of things, there's way more than just sending the bill.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely. Well, and at the end of the day, too, another way to think about it, it's also attitude sometimes coming into a project like that as well. Being able to look at it like a tool and say, hey, this tool we have to make work for us, And every facility runs differently. Everyone has different protocols and processes that they go through, but those same processes look different with different tools, right?
Yes.
You use a different tool, it's going to look different. So you keep and maintain your same processes that you want to. But yes, it's going to look different in that new system. Being open to knowing that it's going to look different in the new system is very important for any, obviously, successful project of, taking on a new tool. But it's also picking the right tool, right? At the end of the day.
Yeah, that's where I thought it was so important for us to address this particular session today. That is not only for prospects, but even for our current users as well, to be mindful of the idea, am I really squeezing this program to do everything it can
Mm-hmm.
do for us?
Mm-hmm.
Because we do not have one single user that uses 100% of Wise Option.
No.
We know that. Well, not because they don't want. Sometimes the system has hospital features, and that place is just a reproduction center, so they don't care
Right.
about that, or vice versa. So what happens is that it is really hard. But what's really important for prospects and also current users is to understand, okay, am I making this software work for me?
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to Taylor the other day, our sales manager, and she was, at the very first question one prospect asked her is, how much does it cost? Uh,
Right.
because I'm
Probably.
currently paying $200 per year on my current software, and I'm satisfied. Well, wrong question again. You might be wasting $200. It's
Yeah.
all about the return on investment. When you put $200 in something, is it returning $400, $600 in your time, or is just dragging you through the process of clicks that only you can understand?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not how much it costs; it's how much it returns to your business. I
Mm-hmm.
I would much rather put $10,000. Not saying that Wise Option costs that, okay, but I would much rather put $10,000 in a system if I know for a fact that's going to return $30,000 for my business. So it's how you spin the question. I think it's the important things for current users. Don't be limited to your comfort zone. Ask questions. Here we make ourselves available. It's included in your subscription time with me, with Rachel, with Lindsay, with Shahid, with Nicholas, even developers, if you want to go that deep, to understand how we can make your communication more efficient, less words. Every time you need to pick the phone to talk to somebody about something, there is probably an opportunity there for us to squeeze, a new feature that could enhance the production for your operation. So I think this is the tag of war that we play, tackling it down. It's not only voices. So we want to make it fun. And it's so fun. That's the fun part that comes when an outsider comes. And now that we have this bunch of monitors hanging on the walls, that one of our newsletters, we even called that the first Mere Sports Bar, because there's so many TVs on the walls,
Yeah.
that looks like a sports bar.
Huh.
But when customers come, an outsider come and say, "What are you guys doing here?" It looks like they know what they're doing. They look proficient. They make them look smart. And like we had one of our very first slogans years ago is "Work smart, not hard."
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. Well, and talking about, making all of these improvements, and little decisions that, like with the software such as Wise Option and all the different tools that are available. I mean, what's been in the news lately, right, is a huge push in technology. I mean, we've seen a huge advance in the past, I don't know, 3 months in technology in general, and it moves so fast and
Yes.
so quick. It and this time last year, what was available to general use, and what is available now. I mean, it's wild what's happened in just a year. And I know that we have some things up on the horizon for that as well.
Well,
Very exciting.
not staying stuck, right?
Yeah.
And it's
Yep.
like stuck in the mud. So it's not fun when you get stuck, because if you get stuck, people will just pass and you're going to stay behind.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we try to do here. Technology today, 6 months, it's a light year. You see so many innovations. Now we are talking about artificial intelligence. People are now trying to put
Yeah.
brakes on artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
So there
Yes.
are some crazy things happening. It's going so fast that people, even the creators of those new technologies, are saying, we better slow down, understand
Yes.
this, and
Uh-huh.
then we keep moving with this idea. But yes, we are going through our modernization now in the next quarter, and we are going to dive into that, and it's exactly that. And I'm going to say something here that I believe initially is going to sound bad, but I promise that I'm trying to give a good spinning to this. Our users try to set up us for failure. So that sounds bad, I know, but here's why. I'm going to explain why. It's because it's a human nature. We like to stay on the comfort zone. And every
Mm-hmm.
time we talk about new versions, we talk about, touching something that is working good, users get nervous. Well, but guess what? If we listen to that claim, to that request, please don't touch it, leave it's working good, we're going to be behind. We're going to not, because one thing is for sure, your customers will bring to you their desires, their requests on the support, on the service you provide to them. So there was a time we had the fax machine, then came the email, now came the text message, now we're talking about artificial insemination, and there will be more and more and more. So if we stay stuck, so if we listen to this comfort zone, we will not be prepared to get you in a good shape. So
Mm-hmm.
by saying yes, we want to go through the modernization. We want to make things, listen to the leaders like Microsoft, Oracle, and other players, Google, Amazon, all the cloud services out there. We keep an eye on them. What are they doing? Because we want to be with the latest. There is an uncomfortable situation for a short period of time with glitches, with preparations of us, but we'll be ready to answer your demands.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean the first, which I still remember from the user side. I mean the first modernization I remember was when you moved from server based to cloud based way back in, was it 2016, 2017, something like that. And going, that was obviously a big shift. And now we're talking about this modernization project as well, which I think we say modernization and we say it a lot. So it might be helpful to define that for our users, out
Yes.
there, people who haven't heard that as much. So how would we define, the Lindsay being on,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I picked this one from you.
How
How are
was
we?
your interpretation when you heard that word first time, Lindsay?
You know, it was actually kind of surprising, because to me it's already modern, but I'm we get comfortable, like you said, we get comfortable in this, and I feel like this is, this uh process I'm used to is modern. It's what I'm doing right now. And so then when you talk about modernization, it's confusing as to, well, what else could there be? I feel
Yeah,
like this does everything. What else could there be? And so, and then that's the education that's brought forth
yeah.
to
Well, the
that.
modernization this time is going to be us trying to bring scalability associated with performance,
Mm,
and even more alternatives of what we call data IO, input output. So if we can bring to our users, let's say a user calls us in the morning and say, I need 5 extra terminals. And 2 hours later, it's right there for, or maybe if they can go to the account themselves, just click, I want to go to 5 terminals, and just 30 seconds later, 5 terminals are available to them. We are
mm,
making the process faster. They don't have, and the operation is going to be okay. The new
yeah.
employees can just, we can start training them right away instead of waiting one period.
Hmm.
Time is money. So that's
Absolutely.
what we are talking about modernization on, particularly on this round. Well, we are trying to get things, faster, easier, giving more autonomy to our users and more alternatives. For example, just running the remote desktop connection from a regular web browser is going to be a tremendous
Oh
thing,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
because you
Absolutely.
can do things, in such, you can be in a cruise and still
Yeah.
answer
I
to
was going to say the movement aspect of that instead of being stationary, I think
precisely.
would
It's
be
it's
a big
and
asset.
I think you used the term last time, but people don't like to be plugged to the wall,
Yes.
right? So it gets that. Let me
Yeah.
rent this out here and give me the freedom. So that's
Yes.
what we're trying to do. And let's be honest, we still face some bottlenecks, like on a billing day, on billing week. It's not right.
Mhm.
There's way thousands and thousands of emails being sent out, thousands and thousands of invoices, and thousands of credit card processing. Of course, that sometimes users are going to feel kind of, oh, I click, and instead of a second and a half is going to be 3 seconds. For a user, this is the eternity.
Oh yes.
Every
It's
click
a
builds.
long period of time. So
Hmm.
that's what we are trying to do this time. And of course, be ready, because as soon as we are talking about new languages, we can make things look prettier. We can make things look sleeker. It's going to be, it's a combination of those factors.
Awesome.
Kudos here to Microsoft. We made a tremendous asset. They're making their engineers. We're going to be working together with them in this round, and under their supervision, because we are registered Microsoft partners, and they're really stepping up to the game, and we are very pleased with what we are getting. So, in a nutshell, this is what's going to happen. Wise Option is always thinking of you, and being on the top of the wave, because we are surfers here.
Always. I always say, you know what? We swim in a large pond. We really
That's
do.
right. That's right.
But that just makes us grow a little bit quicker.
That's right. And for you guys, dealing with customers, their anxiety, their needs. It's like I said, let's offer them alternatives. Let's give them, the option to understand that it can be fun, because as soon as we impress a customer, one of our clients' customers, and if we make our clients look good when they're operating with their customers, that's the best feeling ever.
Oh
That put
yeah.
a smile in your face, and it's a heck yeah, you're doing your part, you're doing a good
Mhm.
job, you
Yeah.
know. And we it's true. I promise you, it's true. We have seen during Brady season people getting home before 7 p.m.
Oh,
Yes. It does. It does happen. I promise.
it,
It does happen. It's true. It's true.
yes.
It does.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know, as always, I try and be so good about running the clock, but it was such a good conversation. I wanted to make sure we had a chance to wrap up that section before I didn't want to cut anybody off, but we went a little bit over on our time mark today. As always, I'll
That's
try and be
okay.
better next time. But I really appreciate both of you, obviously making the time to come join me for this as well. And Eduardo, thank you as always for obviously sharing always as your wealth of knowledge and experience.
Yes.
And we'll look forward to joining you next week.
Yes. Thank you very much for adding that, that bit of information on what's to come for those, ready to hear it. So,
Yeah.
Yes, we
Awesome.
I'm really excited. There's a lot of work to do, and but it makes us needed, and I love that. Job security.
Yes.
To
Yes,
all of
as always. As always. Yes. Well, we hope everyone has a great rest of your day. And as always, let us know if you have any questions, and we'll see you again soon.
thank you.
See you
Thanks.
again. Bye.
Bye.